One more race to go then. Race number 10, the final race of the programme, the FWD Champions Day. We finish with a really good one as well. A Class 2 over the 1,200 metres, headed by California Fortune. Last start course and distance, beating Full of Beauty. His winning run ended. He's still a 5-time course and distance winner, though, Full of Beauty. Starling City finished third in that race. Blinkers go back on. Grace and Mercy makes his Hong Kong debut, a Grade 1 winner from South Africa when his name was Monkshood there. Telecom Brothers makes a rare visit to Sha Tin, 3-time winner Happy Valley this season. Hinch and Love Alvanong would take £3 off from Barrier 9. Cock Campbell makes his Hong Kong debut as well, another one from South Africa. Sea Right Dragon makes his belated debut, another former South African runner, down to Handsome Bobo, who's last in his last start in Group 2 sprint, mind you, behind R10, Beat the Clock and Mr Stunning. He drops back in class. New Age of Sunrise and Infinity Endeavour are the horses that have been up at Chumfa a couple of times, in actual fact, in the last month, Brett.
Yeah, Class 2, 1,200 metres. They'll go quick here. Little Bird, Handsome Bobo. California Fortune's going to have to come across from 13. Starling City, Telecom Brothers. Full of Beauty's got his own share of pace as well. The newcomers, Sea Right Dragon, Grace and Mercy, and Cock Campbell, they'll all be beaten for pace, you would envisage, as they really sparkle through the first 200 or 300 here, Paul.
Yeah, Full of Beauty, he's only been beaten once, and that was by the barest of margins as well. You can see him going nicely here in the morning. So he hasn't taken a backward step. He looks good, and he travels nicely. Barrier 4, low draw once again. He should get a nice run. Starling City looks like no problems with him. Blinkers will go back on him. The cheek pieces will come off. Zach Bird in there, Barrier 7. You can see him nice and relaxed as he comes down with those blinkers on. And the third horse we'll look at here is one of the first starters, Grace and Mercy. Does bring some really strong form from South Africa. He's won 2 Group 2s in his last, or Grade 2s in his last 3 starts. So he's trialled well since he's been here.
All right, looking forward to seeing him step out. We'll start off, though, with California Fortune beating Full of Beauty and Starling City. Good ride from Alfie Chan on the speedo, taking £10 off, but just the £5 this time. Victor Wong rides.
Yeah, it's 116 up to 128, Barrier 9, this time Barrier 13. So there are some negatives against him. He's a very good, honest horse, California Fortune, jump, run, and he's probably at his mark. He's a good 100-rater horse, I think it's fair to say. But he'll be sitting there waiting for something, or maybe 2 or 3 to run over in final stages. It didn't happen there, but I think it will on Sunday.
Yeah, I tend to agree, and I think Full of Beauty can be one of those. He had the really good run.
All right, yeah, and Starling City, I like with the blinkers on. Flying Thunder's done very little wrong so far in limited starts here in Hong Kong. 4 in actual fact, finished second twice. Yeah,
he's a lovely horse, this guy. He hasn't fully reached his potential yet. He's by Archipenko, who, of course, won a QE2 Cup himself, but he's more a sprinter, this guy, sprinter type. He's got a lightweight here and a good barrier. He's going to give away a little bit of a start. His first half of his race is generally a lot sort of more lethargic than the second half. If he can just mend those manners a little bit at this level, he'd be very competitive.
Yeah, Barrier 5 should get a really nice run as well. I found a spot for him. I think he'll run all right.
All right, that is Flying Thunder. So 3 former South African horses making their Hong Kong debuts. Let's hear from Karis Teaton about Grace and Mercy.
Grace and Mercy, Karis, your knowledge of South African racing is better than mine. How good's the form that he brings over, given that he comes here with a rating of 95?
Yeah, of course he comes here with a brilliant form and with a high rating. Of course he won some very good races back in South Africa. He's beaten some really nice horses. So I believe what he's done there it's pretty strong to come to Hong Kong. So he deserves to be here, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing him run.
You rode him in an 800-metre trial. Just tell us about that.
He gave me a good feel. He's a really nice horse, of course. I think after the first run, we'll learn more about him.
1,200 metres, first up. Big wins in South Africa over a 1,600. What's your gut feeling, distance-wise, expectations going into the race?
Well, he's sharp enough. Of course, he had an 800-metre trial, and his trial at the Valley, he seems to have a lot of speed. Like I said, first time could be a little bit sharp for him, but he's got some speed, and I think the 1,200 start will be perfect for him.
You've also been riding Flying Thunder recently. He's gone close. Could he win a race like this?
With that weight on his back, he's not going to be disappointed, but it's pretty much of a strong field for him to be, like I would say, to go and win a race like that.
Single figures at this stage. Really looking forward to the debut, but Full of Beauty is our favourite, Paul.
Yeah, he's on top for me. Full of Beauty to beat Styling City with the blinkers going back on. I can see that being the Quinella. Grayson Mercy, I think he'd be a horse to follow out of this race. He looks good. And Flying Thunder, we talked about him earlier. 2, 3, 4 and 12.
Yeah, I think Full of Beauty is extremely difficult to beat. He's sort of verging on best bet scenario, but he's going to be skinny, particularly if Joe's a winner during the day. Flying Thunder's the biggest danger. California Fortune, Styling City, 3, 12, 1. 2, 12, 1, 3 even.
All right, we've all got the 2 and 3 right up there. I think Styling City can roll in blinkers going back on. We'll come back to that in a minute, though, Paul. Stats, what are we looking at for FWD Champions Day?
Let's have a look at one of the visiting jockeys. We'll have a look at Hugh Bowman, and he loves the trip away up here, does Hugh. He's had 298 rides, 29 wins, 26 seconds in those thirds, 31% win rate. Look at his rides. Looking Good's a chance. Pakistan Friends a chance. Centre Anna Lane, obviously, will go short price favourite. Season Bloom, you like, Andrew. Ferrari, the Derby winner, and Superstar. So,
wow,
it's a good book.
He might have won a decent race or two as well, Paul, in his career, and ridden a decent horse too.
He certainly has. More than one or two. I think it's another horse started with W, but yeah. Best bet, Paul.
I'm going to go with Meridian Genius, like him, and race 3, number 4. Stepped up to 1200 and was beaten on the bob. So he's a one for me, a race 3, number 4. And I'll go with the Japanese, Yutaki Take here, leading all the way.
Look at
Nac Venus. Obviously, the Australian's going to be hard to beat, but Nac Venus will be a big prize.
What a legend of Japan he is.
I've got him
1-3-10, by the way.
Got him in the play there with Santa Ana Lane and also the local beat.
Getting the wind up from our director here. I'll ease back now. Happy Alumni. Race 1, number 7. It's a good race. They are all good races on this big day of racing in Hong Kong. And Sunshine Warrior for O'Sheen. I think this is a nice debutant. Race 3, number 10. The long shot. Everyone's Joy, Meridian Genius and Sunshine Warrior, that QQP in the third.
It's a good race, the third. So, yeah, I'll go Styling City to beat Full of Beauty. Slight turnaround at the weights. Blinkers going back on. Race 10, number 3. And Assimilate, Tim Clark in town as well. I think a big run from here. He stayed on nicely last time out. I could see him going well at a big price. Full of Beauty, Styling City and Flying Thunder, my QQP in race number 10. All right, those are the bets for the day. Really looking forward to it. 5, 6, 7 and 8 for the big ones.
That's right, yeah. And good to see people like Tim Clark and a lot of the great jockeys from around the world here. Obviously, plenty of good horses too, and some great thrills potentially coming up already.
Well, he rode Dark Dream in Australia, so he's back on board. So
yeah, that's right.
So the good thing is the undercard's got so much depth as well. Some really good racing.
And we'll keep our fingers crossed it's dry.
That's the show. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Paul, Brett and the rest of the team, hopefully see you at Sha Tin on Sunday for FWD Champions Day.
Good night.
Good night.